Good, everybody? I am Winston A. Marshall, aka the Swaggy Blurred, and this is my spoiler review of Baby Reindeer, the Netflix miniseries that has taken over the internet. It's gotten so wild, man, that like the woman who this is sort of loosely based off of has outed herself and is doing interviews with Pierce Morgan.
He'd failed as a comedian, he'd failed as an actor, and therefore, let's make some money, sell this to Netflix.
And I'll be honest with you, watching that interview, I'm starting to think that like, oh girl may actually, this shit may be genuinely true and she's not pleading a very good case for herself. But if you haven't already, man, please be sure to go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I do all sorts of great stuff on this channel. I do comedy, I do commentary, I do reviews and breakdowns, reactions, all that good stuff, man. Essentially anything that's on my mind and that I'm feeling, I throw up on here. So please join the crew and say what's up every now and again. One of the biggest things that I've been doing is the X-Men 97 breakdowns, and we've got the season finale coming up this week, so you definitely don't want to miss that. But let's talk Baby Reindeer real quick. Again, this is a spoiler review. I'm not going to go beat by beat like I'll do if I do an episode breakdown or anything like that, but because I'm just going to do this the whole miniseries as a whole. But this was a very well done miniseries. My jaw dropped multiple times at some of the stuff that was going on. But I really appreciate that comedian Richard Gadd, who wrote and starred in this. This is supposedly based on a true story of his life, of his tale of being stalked by this woman, and before that, as he tried to make it as a comedian and a comedic actor / writer, being sexually abused by an exec. By a not an exec, but like a showrunner, a guy that was like a bigwig in Hollywood and all that, and that was essentially just taking advantage of him to do that. And I think there was a lot of really interesting things explored. I think the idea of shame, specifically about how shame can make us do a lot of very weird things.
I'm really worried here. You can't let her affect us like this.
It's not her affecting us, it's you.
Also, a lack of self-respect. What ends up happening in situations where we've been traumatized, a lot of times we all will shut down. And so the self-respect will kind of go out the window. I know that I had some stuff that I had to work through in therapy, just like standard like daddy issue stuff, you know what I mean? Like pop's not around sort of situation, things like that. Like my dad was in my life, but when my parents got divorced, he was kind of doing his own thing for a while. So I say all that to say people will act out based upon what they're going through. And, watching essentially as, Richard's character got, assaulted, he then found himself confused about his sexuality, confused about sex in general, where he ends up with multiple different people. He says it didn't matter the gender, didn't matter anything. I just did it because I was just trying to feel something, got addicted to all sorts of different types of drugs. And then by the time you got someone that unconditionally was obsessed with him, he kind of was going into it, but again, she just got very weird. So then that just became interesting about the human condition. I wanted to know more about her character and really like what's going on in her head. How did she end up in this particular place, and things like that. If you were going to do a follow-up, which I don't think they need to, but if you're going to do a follow-up, I would love to kind of have some tale like that. But again, this is based off a true story. He's telling his story. So what caused her to be that person, we're never really going to know. But I thought it was just, both the actors did an incredible job. I thought the moment that made him famous, apparently this viral video, which I haven't gone to look and see if it exists anywhere, I thought was very powerful, of just like opening up about that. And then to even have a moment where he was so ashamed of being assaulted, he didn't say anything to anybody. Obviously, most people don't, unless they end up reporting or something like that. But especially like men that go through that, when he finally breaks down and has to tell his parents, he's worried that his dad, who's like a manly man, is going to like see him as less than human or less than a man or anything like that. And his dad was like, am I any less of a man because it happened to me? Because, he was in the Catholic Church, and he was like, I was also, assaulted when I was younger. So I really think that this story does such a good job of examining the human condition, especially if your path isn't straight cookie cutter, isn't straight like guided for you. So both the things that we do to try and get to where we want to go, but then again, what trauma, what roadblocks, what people taking advantage of us, how that can affect our psyche, and then how it can make us do bad, terrible, twisted things, and how that doesn't excuse you doing those things, but it makes sense as to why why you end up going there, because all of a sudden your whole worldview is warped. But I really enjoyed it. If I gotta rate this, I'll definitely give this a solid, we'll say 4.2 out of 5. You know, there's some pacing stuff at times that I wish it picked up a little bit or slowed down and we kind of simmered and stuff a little bit more. But I thought we were trying to make sure we get all the points straight up. And I genuinely think that both the actors, but especially the actress, Jessica Gunning, who plays Martha, I definitely think that she is going to be up for an Emmy, and she's going to be probably the front runner unless some other major acting jobs happen, leading actresses, which there's plenty of TV and time left, so I'm sure there will be. I think we're supposed to get Stranger Things, which might, if I remember correctly, and if that's the case, you know, Millie Bobby Brown might potentially be in the mix this time. You know, there's just a lot going on there. But again, solid 4.2 out of 5. I want to know what you think about it. What did you rock with Baby Reindeer? Was it too much for you? Because I know at times it definitely made me uncomfortable and made me take a step back. But I genuinely thought it was very interesting. I really enjoyed the tale that was told. Again, let me know down in the comments. And one more time, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Every time I put out content, that way you'll know what the deal is. You'll know what's going on. And you can join in on the conversation, man. So for now, that's going to be all we're going to do today. There's going to be some more stuff coming out this week. Again, the season finale of X-Men's coming out this week. I've got another segment that I'm going to be doing. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm actually going to pull up some kind of similar to what would happen on Blurs, for those that are familiar with Blurs with me, that a show I used to do with Jay Washington. I'm going to pull random videos. I'm going to pull some Reddit stories, stuff like that. I'm just going to react to the shits. Just gonna go through them, stuff that like either I haven't seen or whatever. And if you got something, hey, go ahead and send it to me. You can throw a link down in the comments and let me know if there's anything you want me to cover. And I think I'm gonna start doing that, is like getting that stuff from folks and then just reacting to it and all that good stuff. So with that, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all take care of yourself, man. Be safe. Peace.